Hey there, it's Trucker Wayne with Driver Solutions. How's everybody today? You know, I did a video earlier and it was beautiful. Get here in central Montana and it's cold and rainy. So I took my 30-minute break here, wanted to do another video. Hadn't done a while because I was on vacation, did a couple just vacation ones. But you know, I wanted to talk about, we haven't touched on this for a while. I wanted to talk about how to become a better truck driver in your first year. I did something like this about a year ago, but I think a lot of y'all don't see some of the stuff I did before. And you know, this can pertain to anybody with someone like me coming up on 6 years. First things first, on your first year, I always have said never try to say no, especially in your first year. Get some time in. Second year too, never say no to a load, but never do anything illegal. Just say this is what I can legally do. That way it puts the onus back on them. Now I will say I worked for a company before I was flatbedding, and they actually computer generated everything for dispatches. And if you were close, if you were the closest truck, they would do it and give it to you. And even if you didn't have enough hours, the computer wasn't doing that, you were the closest, and the system would just churn it out and saying, okay, this person's the closest, this person will save enough, the most amount of money. I would get it and be like, I can't make it to Miami, Florida in a day and a half. You know, I'm 3 days away. But that's wasn't what they were looking for. So just remember that as you go. So basically I'd get a load, I'm 3 days away from Miami. I'd shoot a message and say, before I accepted it, I would send a message to whoever was there and say, hey, I can only legally do this. If I knew I was 3 days away, they would come back and say, that's okay, we've adjusted it. If I just went ahead and approved it and said yes, then I would have been late a day and a half, and it would have been me on my driver coach as well, and or driver manager at the time. So that's why I always say, don't ever say no. Just basically always say, this is what I can legally do. That'll help you out a lot too, because you won't be the person that's always known to say no. All right, secondly, very big, especially I was thinking about this today. Very big thing is 10-hour breaks. Today I did not feel like getting up early, and I did. I got up at 9.5 hours on my break so I could do whatever I needed to do for that half an hour. And by 10:01, I was out there doing my pre-trip. I didn't feel like it, but that's what's made me successful as a truck driver so far. As I get older, it gets harder and harder, but I still keep doing it. But you know, it's so important too if you're on some sort of schedule. For me, I do like to run early, and I ran through Idaho and the Panhandle, and I tell you, here in Montana, I absolutely love driving that early. There's nobody around. It's just you and a few cars, and every once in a while there's a truck. So just make sure that you're on schedule if you can be, and take your 10-hour break at 10:01, 10:05, 10 hours and 10 minutes. Make sure you're up and about doing your pre-trip. That really is one of those things that if you take 11 or 12 hours, you will never, and you can never get those 2 hours back. It's very unique in trucking. You can drive, you know, 11 hours later, but what if you start falling behind schedule and you're taking 2 extra hours, 2 extra hours, 2 extra hours, and then you're behind, and you can never make them 6 hours up. You know, that's really important as a beginning truck driver as well, to make sure that you're successful. Is you just got to force yourself to get up in the 10 hours. And I know it's harder too. I know it's hard. Today I didn't feel like doing it, but to be successful, 10-hour break, 10:01, 10:05, 10:10, 10:15, and you're up and doing your pre-trip. So I've got more to say about that. Those two are big ones. And I'll come back with a couple more part series on how to become a more successful truck driver. You know, if you're struggling, you can always come to my pages and go to YouTube, Driver Solutions YouTube page as well. I have hundreds of videos there to try to help you out. That's what we're here for, trying to help you survive, trying to keep you in the business. So this is Trucker Wayne with Driver Solutions, with a positive path to trucking success. If you're watching this and you're thinking, I want to become a truck driver, right, like Trucker Wayne, you can check Driver Solutions out at www.greatcdltraining.com and tell them Trucker Wayne sent you. You can check me out at www.truckerwayne.com or my Facebook page, Trucker Wayne. All right, and I'm out. Be safe.